Besties. Welcome back to another episode of the Baddie Besties podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa.
And I'm your co-host, Samira, aka Samsky, and we are partnering with the Fashionably Late Pod. So this is such an exciting episode. The psychology behind the unstoppable style. Honestly, Matt is everything.
I'm Matt Dillon, by the way, bitches.
Let them know.
Hello, let them know. Let them know.
What makes someone not just noticed, but unforgettable? We're going to get into everything today, so make sure y'all tap in. Everything, no fluff, no breakdown. We're going to get into confidence, style, self-love, everything.
I love that you touched on confidence, and I think that's a precursor for this conversation, because fashion is one thing, but if you're not confident in who you are, and that takes time, and that takes understanding that people's opinions are just that. They're just their opinions and nothing else matters. So I'm like, that's a good start. That's a good start.
We're dropping gems right now. We didn't even get into the podcast. Okay, so let's get into segment number 1, the power origin, the MD effect.
I thought you said the power orgy. I was like, we up in the Miami hood, bitch.
Hey. You know, you never know what's gonna happen after. Just kidding. Just kidding.
It's a party.
What's your signature move? We gonna get in. What was a moment in your career where you felt like, yes, Matt Dillon has motherfucking arrived?
Okay, the truth to that is it's still an evolving process. So I don't think the arrival of something, yes, I sit front row at Fashion Week next to the likes of Kelly Rutherford, next to the likes, I'm in the same rooms as Beyonce or something in that nature. Yes, you could say, woo, I did it. But at the same time, it's also like, if you get lax and you just fall into the pattern and be like, yeah, I've done it, I will state verbatim that I'm the hardest working motherfucker out there. Like, there's nobody that can match my work ethic. And you're only as good as your last click, your last red carpet, your last podcast. It's about inventing. I want to take my hats off to both of you because the background that you sent, this is how podcasting should be done. Really understanding and having a kind of plan for a show, but then actually being able to flow and be. So, you know, in a simple sense, there wasn't an aha moment. There's been many big, amazing moments in my career, in my life, but I'm a simple person. Like, it's all fluff to me. It truly is all fluff. We're not curing cancer. We're not doing anything that's, like, really amazing. I just live in the happiness and joy of the simplicity of life. Find that, and then the rest of it's just icing on the cake.
I have to say, though, I hear a little accent.
Yeah, I'm Australian.
Oh, what is Australian Poppy doing in Miami?
Right.
Well, you know, Australian Poppy moved from Sydney to New York for 14 years. So he ain't no poppy, bitch. He will cut your throat.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Bam.
So why the transition?
You gotta protect yourself on these streets. I mean, do we have B-roll here, or can I? Where's
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's see if this comes up on the camera. Why? Can I be seen on camera?
I was about to say.
That's my beautiful chimp.
Oh my gosh, you got a chimp?
Your chimp.
We're going to get there. The most famous beauty in the world. He's now in a different location. But I moved here to change my life. And, you know, from the front rows of Fashion Week globally to poop and shit with a chimp, it's a varied life.
Palm trees poop and shit with the...
Period. Period. So you keep pedal to the metal too. You have a crazy work ethic, and it seems like you're, you know, balancing all the simplicities of life.
I'm going to clock you on the balancing, though.
Okay, so there's no balance.
I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I want to ask you two girls a question. Do you believe in the concept of balance?
No.
My thing is lean into the crazy of it.
Yeah.
Because there's no day that will be the same. So my thing is balance is not achievable. Maybe in your head, you'd be like, oh, I found the balance. No. When you lean into crazy, your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul will just find a flow. And sometimes you're like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. This is way too much. I got to slow the hell down. That was me yesterday. And I was filming on TV all day. And I couldn't sleep the night before. And I was nervous. And I was like, bitch, this is local television. You've done way bigger than... But it's like every day is different.
Yeah.
So I trained myself to not believe in balance because it's a scary thing because it's comfortability sometimes.
Yep. Complacency.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that.
The thing, though, what I have realized and what I'm trying to work through is I don't want to let the people around me down because I realize I'm constantly posting. I'm constantly editing, constantly doing something.
Don't be a people pleaser.
Not like that, but if I'm with my man or my mom.
My man! Hey!
If I'm with my man,
I was your man.
You is my man.
Yeah,
You are my man. But for real, it's like you'll be out to lunch or dinner, and I'm like, I don't know when to stop. And I think that is what I mean. Like, I need balance. In
Okay, you got to check yourself on that. That's true. That's true. Sometimes you got to put the phone down. Sometimes you've got to be present at a dinner. Like, actually, you know, life when we're doing what we do here and creativity and arts and what have you, there is no like, oh, swipe, the clock is off.
Right.
And honey, when you're self-employed and you're doing everything yourself, if I sit down and I'm like, oh, balance. Who's paying my checks? Nobody.
Nobody.
So
You're gonna need those coins.
I think that's a really important point. You've clocked it already. So just, you know, I think just being present, right, guys? Like sometimes it's like.
No, literally, he caught me yesterday, my mans. I was like, I went to University of Miami to do man on the street interviews, and the frat boys, they were pieing each other. And I was like, hold up, this is a perfect viral moment. And, you know, he was trying to leave. It was about to rain. I said, no, we gonna have to get this viral moment right here. And he's like,
you have a good man.
Yeah, but he goes, not every moment is a viral moment. But I was like, no, this moment is. And he took the video, but it's a balance. I'm trying to learn.
It has to be a balance, but it's also like you got to find you're in this upward movement, you two, and congratulations on the press and the magnitude of that movement. Stay in it and really hustle. You'll find your balance. I'm 42 years old, so it's like for me now.
Ain't no way.
Oh, you don't look it, baby.
I know, girl.
Period.
No surgery, fine lines. We lived for them. I think it's important to just hustle when you're young. And I think there's a big differentiation, and I'm going to drop a bomb right now. Ooh. The era and the age of the Kardashians and that 15 minutes of I want it for absolutely nothing is making people complacent, is making people, oh, I deserve something.
Nope.
You guys are hard workers. You built a brand. You're on the way. People don't have that ethic. People are like that. And no diss on the Kardashians because they actually work their behinds off, pun intended. Juicy.
Juicy behind.
Period. Like Kim K said, nobody wants to work nowadays.
Girl.
And it's true.
It's true.
It's true. Clock that T. I think people see us and they just see the reels and they think we're not working. No, honey. We are on the clock for hours. And I think it's really a testament to say, like, for you to say you see us and us building the brand.
Thank you.
It really means a lot to us because as like smaller creators, trying to build something, trying to reach people, it's not easy.
And your brand is perfection, so
Thank
I think you have something that nobody else has.
Clock that T coming from Matt Dillon, the MD effect.
Period. Certified.
I guess getting to the next question, and maybe even today, do you feel like you have any people that underestimate you? Think you don't got that sauce?
Everybody. 90% of people. I say this now. I don't give two shits anymore. I know that there's going to be haters. There's going to be naysayers. I choose to focus in on my community, and my community is diverse from the people that I worked with the chimpanzee that are literally they don't understand this, to my creatives, my editors, my fashion PRs, my podcast people. We find your family, you find your community. And of course, I'll be in a conversation and it'll be like, oh, that person's giving me the side eye. Bitch, you could never.
Could never.
You could never.
Never,
and
ever.
I ain't sucking dick to get ahead. I ain't taking it up the ass to get ahead.
Period.
And I certainly ain't looking for no sugar daddy. And I'm not a sugar daddy either.
So, bye-bye.
Don't hit the DMs.
No, don't bother, because I ain't giving you $1 for a cup of coffee, honey.
Don't waste your time.
$1.25, bitch.
Nowadays, though, it really like $7.
Right. Say 5,
Where
7,
you get
8.
coffee from?
From at least Starbucks, they be charging an arm and a
It's
leg.
not cheap out there on these streets, girl.
Baby.
But yes, if you don't have people that are naysayers, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right, because they're still engaging with you and pushing up the algorithm for you. So thank you for joining.
Yeah,
And
drop
I love
that
it.
comment.
I think there's always that duality anyways. Obviously Samira and I, for those of you who, sorry, I can't talk today. For those of you who don't know, we met in college, right?
Yep.
Baddie Besties. And I'm based in Boston, and Samira lived in Boston when she went to BC too.
And I left quickly, honey.
She went back to Miami. I'm still jealous she live in the palm tree land in
I love
80 degree
Boston,
weather.
Yeah,
You
no,
kidding
but
me?
yes.
It's cold. What you mean?
I love Boston.
What you love about Boston?
I just think it's like, so my story of Boston is a little bit deep. I worked with Aviva Drescher, who was on The Real Housewives of New York City. And when the Boston bombings happened, she's an amputee. We were on the first plane there, and I was in the hospitals with these people that had lost their limbs.
Wow.
It was a life. So this is moments you look at the frivolous life, and then you look at the amazing things that I've been able to be a part of, and the emotional things. That's my greatest memory. One of my top 10 memories is in Boston.
Wow.
And it's truly like, to see these women that had just had their legs exploded off by terrorism, and see somebody that used the platform of reality TV right. Connect with human beings. It's like, these are the moments I live for. So yeah, I love Boston. I think it's and I love Boston men, honey. Oof,
well, Boston's strong. Let's never say that. I don't want
absolutely.
I don't want. I'm not gonna do it.
Sorry, I'm not.
Y'all get the point.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, because we love Boston. I just don't love the weather. So let me get that straight. Don't come for me, Boston. How did Fashionably Late come to life? Why did it start? I mean, you have a great personality. You have a great network. So I'm curious, what's the mission behind Fashionably Late? Excuse me, and
the name too.
Yeah, and the name.
So what people might not know if they Google back, I did 265 episodes of a podcast previously with Ariane Andrew, who was in the WWE and on Total Divas, called Sippin' the Tea. We interviewed everyone from Nikki Hilton, the Bella Twins. I had a podcast background. Yeah. And then the pandemic hit, and it kind of shuffled. And then life is so busy, and as you know, doing a podcast is not. Oh God.
It's not for the weak.
No. So I had a meeting with a management company, and they were like, "You're on TV almost weekly now. You're promoting yourself. You're promoting other people's things. How do you link it back so people have a tunnel to come to you?" Yeah. And I was like, all right. So I already created, from my PR firm, I created the MD Effect, which was my styling arm of that firm. And then I was like, what's a really good name? And honestly, I went on to GoDaddy, and I looked at Fashionably Late, to try and see what was happening. The Fashionably Late Pod was available. I copyrighted it. I trademarked it. I bought it, and I started it the very next week with Gertie as my first guest. And we've had 100,000 downloads on Spotify already, just with that one episode. So
congratulations!
It was like a week in my mind, and I was like, I'm going to do this.
That kind of was like us too. Yeah, we were when we wanted, post college, we were 20-something-year-olds trying to figure it out. We didn't know what the hell we were doing.
20-something. We were 20-something.
We were 20-something.
Not like, you know what I mean. Like, do I do corporate? Do I dream chase? I got my parents in my ear. Go get a job. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What do I do?
What do I do? So it was like on some real-ish here. Like, we were like, how do we create a space for women to just communicate, talk about everything? And there is other pods. Like, we pretty much say we want to be the black collar daddies, right? Like, because there's a space,
Unwell Network, give them a call, because you should sign them.
I already emailed y'all.
You're looking a little white over there.
Unwell. He said it.
I said it, and I am white, so I can say it.
Hey.
Clock that T. But
you better cut that and tag Alex.
Hey, Alex Cooper.
No, but on some real shit.
She's not ready for this. This is going to go for 2 hours. I love it.
I'm
getting comfy. Let's go.
Get comfy.
But you really inspire us, honestly. And I think for us, when we started this pod, we wanted to touch women, and then we created Hey Barbie. So Hey Barbie is all, according to BuzzFeed, had over 250 jobs. So astronaut, president. Right now we're working on getting, I don't know if you know Sunita Williams. She just came back from space. She is hopefully on our docket pretty soon here to confirm her. She's out of Boston.
Sunita, where are you?
So it's all about showing other women too that these jobs that seem so unattainable, there's women like here that are just like us. They're doing it. They're killing the game.
It's a real sad state of affairs that we're still having these discussions at this time. And it's a blessing to have 2 young women of color that are really putting their stamp on it. And it's like, keep the course, babe.
Thank you. Well, it's so important to be authentic too. And I know you are super authentic. We found like Baddie Besties was a great, easy way for us to be our natural selves and to build something and show who we actually are without only just posting like cute pictures. We love our cute photos.
I love a good cute photo too.
No, I mean, and that's why we had to still do a spin-off, the baddie, because it may have a negative connotation to some, but we were like,
none.
Baddies. No, but
I don't care if she says that. She's trash. Trash bucket. Not in your league, but good for you. You've turned something that could have that into something positive, affirmational.
That's the point.
Yeah,
we are
exactly.
recoining the word baddie. Because
Bam, cut it, slide it, real.
That's the real right there.
no, because to us, baddie is genuinely, it's an aura. It's how you, when you walk into the room, it's a multifaceted woman. It's somebody that is just, they take up space.
She's ambitious. She's a trailblazer. She's driven. Okay.
I like
She,
that.
like you said, she light up every room she walk into.
So
That's baddie to us.
So
I agree.
and that's why we, partnering with you guys and partnering with Fashionably Late Pod, we were like,
I love you said you guys. I'm a one-man show, darling.
You.
I was like, but to get back to what does
Yeah.
fashionably late mean?
Yes.
So it's not as like literal. We do have fun with like what's too late to come to an event. When are you going to be like clocked and sent home? It's life moments and divine timing
Yep.
and understanding that sometimes something's thrown at you in life when you're able to handle it, when you're able to receive it, and even Gertie's cancer diagnosis. This was why I had her as the premiere episode, because it was two best friends talking to each other, and we cried, and it was monumental, because we both have no airs. We are both genuine. It's what it is. I hadn't seen her physically for a long time because, when something like that happens,
yeah,
you can't be somebody to somebody when you're crying, and they don't want that shit around. So
Yeah.
I took a pause and I took a break away from not the friendship, just giving her, which is most of our circle did, to allow that to process and what have you. But I think what that showed me was, I'm like, because with the podcasting, sometimes I'm like, oh God, do I really want to do this? And that's the truth. When I did that episode, I was like, this is why I want to do this.
yeah.
That's why I want to.
And
do
and
this, 'cause
imagine
it's a
all
really
the
big story, and it's 100,000 people on Spotify. I was like, nobody know who I am. What happened?
They was always watching you. What you mean?
Don't worry, everybody watching.
everybody
Everybody's
watching. They may not hit that like. They might. You know what I'm saying? They won't give you the love, but they watching, baby, and they
I'm
might
gonna
be.
hunt you down. Leave a comment.
And it be your own people
It
too.
always is. Girl.
It's your own
Always.
people.
That's okay.
Isn't that crazy though?
It is.
Can we just take a moment? That's crazy.
Yeah, like
What's up?
Do better.
it's okay. And we were just talking about this recently. It's not until you're popping or you have like the press, but you mentioned a really important thing. You're only as good as your last press or your
Yeah.
last pod. So that's something I'm like constantly saying. Like we could be the
She be
hot
saying
shit
this to me.
today, but tomorrow you're nobody.
Yeah.
Right?
I think consistency is king in
Yeah.
anything, and I think just showing up is what it's about. Because there are days where I'm like, oh, I'm physically exhausted. My body, like tomorrow I'm on a flight to Chicago. Friday I'm 9 a.m. doing Good Day Chicago. Then Saturday I'm back to walk a red carpet for the New Beauty Award. I'm like, do I really want to do all of this? No, but there's somebody younger coming up behind me, bitch. I will clock. Consistency is
Get
key.
them.
I will.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna get me. You can't keep up.
Yep.
Even in my big hit.
Yes.
Yes.
Just moving forward here, what personal rule do you live by, or maybe a mantra you live by, that comes to protecting your energy and your confidence?
I'm not sure whether it's a mantra. I think it's a way that I live my life. Obviously, people would probably think that I'm very I'm out all the time. I'm living the best life. My favorite thing to do is be at home with my pup. When the just privacy. Protect your privacy. Maybe that's not a mantra, but that's just a way of life.
Yeah.
I started to feel something happened 2 weeks ago, which is kind of fucking crazy. My front desk downstairs called me and said, somebody's here to see you. Should I let them up? And I said, who? And they said this person's name. And I was like, I don't know this person. I've never met this person. Then they buzzed again and again and again. And they said, check your DM. I run around live tagging where I am, doing what I am, blah, blah, blah.
no.
Somebody came to my home
Stop
where I live.
it.
If I didn't have a front desk and security,
They would have been at your
I would have opened the door
door.
and been like, what's happening? And then you're going to get murdered, because once you step in my threshold, there's no legal.
Da, 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 da.
Right.
So it's like now I've had to change literally how I view things and where I am, and maybe doing that 24-hour thing. So protecting my inner peace comes with looking at the reality of as you build, there's people you don't even know watching you, and that's terrifying.
Yeah.
So for me, the mantra is protect your world. And my world is probably about 6-7 people total, my real world.
Yeah.
Then there's like
The social.
my acquaintances, my business colleagues, everybody else. But it's 6-7 people that know everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. And that's my one piece of advice. Find that tribe and lock it down.
Yeah.
We're not giving away the keys to the city of this. No, Dylan is close, except for big beauties. big baddies. We'll leave it there.
Baddies.
This wouldn't be a conversation with Matt if we don't get into some style, honey.
Let's go.
So we want to get into psychology behind personal style, pretty much what shapes, who you are, before I go into, details. But what is your personal style, and what does the world, when they see you, what do you want them to receive?
I mean, like, that bitch, this guy's in like 9-inch heels. What's going on? And I wear it better than some bitches, Baddie.
Period.
I think personal style is just as it says. It's unique to one's mood, to one's state of mind at the time when they're getting, personal style could be like putting on a pair of sneakers and like just rolling, and that makes you feel comfortable that day. I love to dress up. Before I popped this little resort wear on this morning,
You're
honey,
looking cute.
I was looking real shabby. Walking the dog, living my...
Never shabby.
Couldn't tell.
But,
Never shabby.
I think personal style is also an evolution. I was looking back at photos from like 10 years ago when I was living in New York. I was like, bitch, the Ralph Lauren cookie cutter, like that. It's depicted and influenced by environments, not so much trends. I'm not a trend follower. I never will. Like, I used to... Skinny jeans were a thing, and now I'm like, bitch, like, no.
What were we doing?
What were we doing? But I went skinny. I was like, make me look anorexic.
Not skinny.
Yeah, skinny.
Now you can see everything.
Everything.
You can see
Noted. So I think where we need to look at style and trends, and I talk about this on television, what makes you happy? You're never going to please anybody, and style is if you're bold and brave, it can be very jarring because you're going to have people like,
what is she wearing?
What is she wearing?
Yeah.
What is he wearing? What's happening here? And not every day is fashion week. So I also show up in my real life giving looks, feeling great, doing carpets. And
you be doing avant-garde?
Oh,
looks?
Honey. I went to a restaurant opening and I had roses on a coat coming off me.
Okay, period.
I don't play games. And I think people, if they fall in love, I think fashion is a scary, scary term for people. Because they think, they think of the movies and they think of, Devil Wears Prada, and that's like, there is a quote in that movie that does stem from reality, that anything that you see in a Marshalls or a Ross does go back up the ladder to a color palette, to a this, to, there is a whole story. Whether you like it or not, everybody's buying clothes. Some people choose to put a look together and make it cohesive. Some people like to be bold and brave. But I'm just like, have fun with it. I think that's my favorite part of the day. Scanning, being like, what am I going to wear? When I got up this morning, I was like, do I wear sneakers or do I put my boots on? And I was trying to work out what's the vibe because I wanted it to be casual. But it makes me happy. Yeah. It's my happy joy place, and I like hang everything up. But I look at it and I plan it, and I'm like, okay, this goes with this. If I switch this, that brings me
you got a creative mind.
That brings me joy. And I think don't be afraid of it. You don't necessarily have to like it or understand it, but be accommodating to people. We live in a really diverse world where I can be down with the hood rat in the corner outside the studio here.
Yep. The bodega.
I love a good bodega, bitch. But they ain't got no bodegas up in here. But at the same time, I can also find merit in different ways. Life is not to be judged. Like, I'm the least judgmental person because I'm like, I'm sure, those haters we were talking about, those people, they're on my back a lot, honey.
I'm already knowing.
They're up in there. So what I prefer to do is just, I call it my fashion bubble, and I can't see anybody else. I was like, oh, girl, you screaming faggot at me? Okay, girl, bye. Yeah. Take a while. I can't hear nothing. I live my life. I live it probably too authentically, honey. You're going to have to bleep some shit out of this.
Oh.
But, child, this is X-rated. This is the 9 p.m. version of Baddies.
Baddie
Oh my
Besties.
gosh. So when you meet somebody though, whether it's like a red carpet or maybe it's someone on the street,
I
you know,
clocked
or
both of you already, honey.
yeah. So when you
what's
clock
the
us,
vibe?
what's
What's
the
the vibe?
first
We might have
thing
to show-
about
we gotta
someone's
show them the
style
vibe.
that
The
tells
vibes
you
are
who they
beautiful.
are?
I would have put a pair of heels on you.
I know. It's just because y'all can't
At least
see.
you got,
I got
you
some
got a
sandals.
pedicure.
I do.
She
I
got a
do.
pedicure. She's fabulous. She's serving a look. She serves a.
Yeah,
I think you guys are
period.
cohesive, but
Yeah.
you're very different.
We are
That's
different.
very
Also,
different.
what's the vibe? You're about to clock the Baddie Besties.
I'm clocking, but I'm clocking in a great way.
Okay,
You're both
tell
beautiful.
us.
I think your energy is beautiful. If I
Thank
saw you on
you.
the street, I would be like, "Oh, hey, girls, you're beautiful."
We would be
My-
like, hey, back.
My girlfriend, when we were in Tampa in Ybor City, and that's my favorite place, but that's some trashy hoes up there. She will
trashy
never
too.
let me forget this. She's like, bitch, you went up to that girl and you put your hands in her titties and you're like this. Get those tits in there. Now you're looking okay. I couldn't let her walk with one nipple going left, one trying to make it appear.
You're real for that.
He's
And
real.
I was like, and you're cute.
Yeah.
But why you want to dress like a hoe? Not my problem. Let me just put that in. She's like, oh, you touched my titties.
you was fashion police. You had to get her right.
No, I couldn't let her walk. I was
No.
like, no.
Absolutely not.
We're living in tough times, honey. Somebody gonna get you.
Put them back.
But I do love looking at other people. I find inspiration from looking at other people. And like clocking some great looks on men, on women, and just like non-verbally. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say to like, yeah. I'm more so. I'm like, okay, they're feeling themselves, and that's beautiful to see.
Yeah.
When somebody is rocking and walking down the street, even in a supermarket, it's beautiful to see somebody feeling themselves,
Love
in a
themselves.
non-egotistical way, where it's just like, okay, I feel a great vibe from you, and it's just, we need more of that in the world. The world's tough enough as it is.
Yeah.
You're happy, you're confident, you're doing your thing, you getting your tomatoes in the
She's
grocery
like,
store.
Yeah. But,
Looking cute.
but loving the
And then
skin
she's
you're
like,
in.
but them eggs, child, drop.
Right.
Hey, them
Hey.
eggs prices were egg price, and they
They're-
said they had to leave it on the side.
Girl.
Hey.
But I guess that brings me to this question here. For people that are balling on a budget, right? They don't have money for designer. What advice do you have for them? They wanna look as fashionably cute as you.
I give you the true tea. Take a screenshot of the designer. This is the true tea. And then you're going to be like, this bitch balls on a budget, because I do. Put it into Google, and then it'll bring up every place. AliExpress, Timo, blah, 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 blah. Don't be afraid of buying cheap shit. Don't be afraid of it. Invest in a piece that's
Pieces.
like going to be able to transition. I'm into accessories like big time. Bags, clutches, purses. Love the Marc Jacobs. Love the wear. Love, I'm trying to get the Kelly bags, honey.
Put me on the list, honey. Me too.
I'm about those kind of purchases.
Yeah.
Clothes, I don't wear the same thing more than once. So, honey,
Yeah.
this was $5 up in Ross. This little-
What? Could not tell. Damn.
It's how you wear it.
You
It's
look
how you wear it.
expensive.
It's how you wear it.
I literally say this. You
And I
could
saw
go.
the Ross around the corner. I'm like, bitch, we're going to do Baddie Besties on the road, honey.
Oh my God, we should.
We're going to go to Ross and pop off. Give us a deal.
Yeah. We gonna
Right.
pop some tags, honey, in Ross.
Are we shoplifting?
Right. What you mean, pop
honey,
tags?
Pop tags. We gonna be swiping the card, child.
Okay.
I didn't know. Pop
I
tags.
was
I thought
like-
she meant pop the tag.
You
off.
never You didn't hear the Mac Miller song? I'm gonna pop some tags.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
$20 in my
My
pocket.
pocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she was promoting
Shoplifting. Me too.
We don't do this over here, honey. I look good in orange, but not that orange.
Ooh,
Yeah.
period. We heard you.
Let's move on to the next segment here. So, the psychology behind dressing like a power player. So, it's one thing to feel confident, but to take up space in a room. What do you have, in your opinion, what makes someone's style magnetic? What makes them stand out?
Okay, how I turned into being nothing phases me, scares me anymore. It's less about the clothes. It's about the attitude, and it's also this. And everyone's like, "Oh, really? Fake it till you make it. Really, really, fake it till you make it." Because I was a baller the day I walked out of my gates at high school, and I said, "This is what I want to be," and now I am that person. Fake it till you make it. Dress the part, but you can dress the part Jessica Simpson's got $1 billion shoe brand. They're $49, and they look like, red bottoms.
Yep.
You don't have to buy expensive things. But if you don't have confidence, you will look like you just bought from Ross, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So that being
Goodwill.
said, Goodwill is life. no, take that back. Goodwill, vintage, you gotta have a keen eye to shop.
Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you shop at a Goodwill, that's like
a good Goodwill.
No, like a Ball Harbor. Like a Ball Harbor Goodwill.
Those hoes are there. I'm talking.
What you mean? That's a good Goodwill.
It is, but all the hoes know about it. So
so you give them a low key one.
I was in Virginia, honey.
Virginia.
And I'm like, how the hell is there a Louis Vuitton in this store? And it's just sitting there. She's like, oh, $10.
Period. You said, I'll take that with me.
It's
Thanks.
like literally those moments. But truly, the psychology is the biggest part of it. And that's why I'm like, for me, whenever I'm on TV talking about fashion, I bring a look fabulous. But I really work with real people. So all my models are always like local people that are doing big things, that are amazing, that are sharing their story. And it's kind of like they're helping me, I'm helping them. And seeing that confidence when the lights go up in the studio and they're like walking.
Yeah.
And they're like, I am somebody. I mean something. I am on my way to something. That will always be the most fashionable thing that you can ever be. Love yourself. Understand that you matter and there is a space for you. It doesn't have to be in the limelight, but there's a space for you within your space. And if it ain't there, create it yourself.
Pave your own path.
I always say that. If there's no seat for me at the table, baby, I'm making that table.
Move over.
Fuck that table. Put a table next to that table.
Right.
And honey, then build that table so they
Better.
come to you.
Exactly.
Bam!
Bam. So when it comes to red carpet per se, what is maybe one look or one event that you style that still sticks to you as maybe your top favorite, maybe top two?
There's some amazing. So my thing is I'm not a stylist, so it's like I work on model-esque things. But if I'm
you clock
me,
it. You
but
clock
if I
people.
Personally, like I've done some major red carpets. I think I've worn like Badgley Mishka, February 2024. I was front row with Kelly Rutherford from Gossip Girl, and I had like a full leather pant, leather jacket, but then I put this big bomber on me, which was like $10 at a Goodwill. And I took it from like this uber like white chic man, and then I made it a little bit of edge to it. So I'm all about like the non-traditional things. And if I'm watching people on the carpet, I'm always looking for that spin on it. There is no bads. So the big thing that I always say, I don't believe that there's something that's like, oof, that didn't work. Is it necessarily bad? Perhaps not, because you have to remember this. For each look there, if you look at the Academy Awards, the Grammys, the Oscars, all of the things, there is 12 people behind each look that have put their blood, sweat, and tears into something. Maybe it ain't your taste. Maybe it was a little too left of field. You know, lately I've been like doing the recaps in DC and what have you in New York. And I've like a lot of the girls through award season felt very the same. Now, if we look at Cynthia and we look at Ariana, honey, their budgets were coming from the Wicked producers.
The budget were budgeting.
But the budgets were coming, so they were on a thematic journey.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, it's so like Wicked. Of course, because that's who was paying for. Everything is a brand deal in the back, by the way.
Yeah.
Nothing is like, oh, does this work? They were supposed to be incarnations of their character.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I'm like, sometimes it's like repetition and you're like, does this work? Not for me personally sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, my God, the teams in the back busted their ass for this. And I have to give praise where praise is due.
Yeah.
And then somebody like, oh my God, who's an example? Johnny Depp's daughter, what is her name? I can't even remember her name. You got the Google up there, girl?
I got you really quick.
What was her name?
Lily Rose.
Lily Rose Depp.
Got you.
Is like, she could wear that bag.
Yep.
A paper
I know
bag,
what you're talking
and
about
she'd
right
be
now.
cute.
Yep.
So it's like there are some people that are just naturally
Zendaya.
fabulous. honey. But
Zendaya.
Law Roach, yes, Zendaya, but not without Law.
That's true.
Sorry.
Actually, I have to shout out my cousin Sukena. She was on the actually styling team with Zendaya with LaRoche. So
Shout
out to
out.
her. She's in the background. She's not LaRoche, so she don't get.
No,
any
they
of the-
will. They will get.
Oh,
They will get.
I know. I'm saying
Eventually.
like in the media,
we got you.
she's working her way. So I had to shout out her.
Shout out.
You just gave her way. You know what I mean? It's little moments. It's little
Well,
moments.
I'll send this to her.
Period.
I guess with that being said, what are 3 people you think of? I know you already shout out Lily Rose, that constantly gets it right.
Girl. Kate Beckinsale.
Okay.
I'm a non-traditionalist, so
Yeah.
it's like I'm not going to be named. Kate Beckinsale is like that kind of actress that's been around forever, and you're like,
Yeah.
how many movies she's been in? Simplicity.
Yep.
She doesn't overdo things. I love the Zendayas of the world, but they're very thematic. La 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 la. So I'm like a more subdued kind of thing. I think Kate Blanchett,
Ooh,
iconic,
love that.
very, very, very consistent. And I think consistency in things. And another example, Nicole Kidman.
Kills it.
Never gets it wrong. Doesn't go too bang at the barrel scenario, but never gets it wrong and keeps it. You know, I think the Oscars looks and the award season that just happened, she really played with hair and makeup, but her look is
Served.
always very like soft and simple.
Yeah.
But the hair, she was giving a little Barbarella at the SAG Awards, so I feel like. It's like more old school people for me. The young ones try and, you know, there's a...
I'm going to throw a name out. What about Kelly Rowland?
Girl, Kelly. Honey, Paul Michelle.
Oh my God, don't do Michelle like that.
Michelle's on Broadway, honey. What's Kelly doing? Riding Beyonce's coattails? Go
Ooh,
back.
child. Clock that. See, I love me some Kelly.
I love Kelly.
The shade room going to be on you, honey.
Right.
Make them come.
I love my
brothers and sisters.
Period.
Wait, so let me
I
ask you
think
this.
Kelly's good.
Kelly's good?
Kelly's good. Kelly's
Okay.
consistent, but Kelly's not... Kelly's... All right, I'm going to clock me. Kelly's not a red carpet girly.
That's fair.
She's just not.
That's
she
fair.
is a singer, an actress. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think of Kelly and be like, what did she wear?
Yeah.
But you
And I
know
don't
she
really-
look good though.
She does, but I'll clock you sometime. I think Beyonce is the most overrated person ever.
Stop.
No, to be honest,
I think Gaga, her, all the ones that are like pop culture has created spicy.
no, the most overrated as ever. Don't come for me.
No, bring it.
Swifties. The Taylor
Oh.
Swift. She is overrated. I'm sorry. I said what I said.
She said what she said.
They don't want to hear it. They're going to come for me. They might
don't
cancel
care.
me.
Nobody's canceling you. She's a basic white girl that sings basic songs.
That gets billions of dollars for it.
Yeah.
She was right time, right place, right scenario. And this is the thing. Stars are made. She was a star to begin with, yes.
Yeah.
But she was made.
Stars are made, not born.
Yeah.
Do you think stars are born too?
Bitch, look at us three.
Period. I agree. Okay, how
Not
about
bad.
I just need to catch on. We coming for you.
right. How about when it comes to style? Do you feel like style is something you're born with?
Look at Zendaya. How she started to how she
She
evolved.
put herself in a room with people that she knew could move her to another thing. So that's trust. Style, yes and no. I do think like people are born with understanding and appreciating.
Like you.
There is,
You got an eye.
I sit there and I look and I'm fascinated and I break it all down and I
Yeah.
look at what somebody like Roach is doing and I look at like what are these people doing. And then there's people that like look at somebody and then go get that exact look, cut it and copy and paste it. That's
see.
not style to me.
I agree.
Honey,
Yeah.
Fashion Nova and these BBLs up in Miami.
Ooh.
Ain't nobody needs to see your flips coming out, honey. Pink bits. Girl, bad.
They showing everything for the streets. They're
They
not
sure
even
are.
getting paid for it no more.
You know who I'm fascinated with though?
Who?
And you should have on your podcast.
Who?
Camilla. Do you know the girl that started?
Bob House?
I'm
Absolutely.
obsessed with her. I'm
okay.
obsessed for this reason.
Please tell me. If you
For
have a
this
contact,
reason.
I've been
I've
trying.
been trying to get that hoe on my podcast too. I'll tell
We
you
gonna have
this.
to find her.
She up in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I think that she has cornered the market on marketing being a bop.
I agree. No,
And I'm like,
100%.
that is like
Fascinating.
so interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not into the situation, so I've never paid to see what the situation is. But I don't even think she probably does anything on OnlyFans.
No, I
she
mean,
probably shows some titties.
Yeah.
But I don't think she does anything on that level.
she's not doing what no one else is doing, but they're doing it for free. Like, she's not giving anything extra. They're giving it for free on the gram.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a good guest.
No, I was already, my eyes was on her.
Well, there you go.
My 10-year-old brother,
Knows
he
who
was,
she is?
yes, and he was talking
And she
about
does the most, but she cornered it. They
The
don't
bop.
they do basic dances.
Yep.
Because you're like those hoes doing those basic dances. The whole world's talking about them.
Yeah.
And supposedly they're like $21 million a month.
Yep, and they're all like
Dang.
19 to 22 years old. They're
Girl, I'll show my titties for $21 million. I ain't got none.
some gotta give, honey.
Trust.
All right, let's go on this next segment. Red carpet rule book, do's and don'ts. I only have 1 or 2 questions here for you. The biggest fashion don't, and I know you said everyone has their own personal style, but what's something that sticks up to you that you maybe witnessed at an event and you said, "Oh no, honey."
Ick. Gave you the ick.
I think it's a general statement.
Yeah.
But it's when it's too like mechanical. So it's basically like we take something completely off the runway and you just put it on.
Yeah.
And that never transcends. Ever, ever, ever. It's not, you need to make, and there's been a lot of examples of people like just, this is right off the runway. And I'm like, it looked right off the runway. Like you're not into it. It's not you. And that's where I think Zendaya really, like her shit is tight.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the confidence part to that makes that work. But her shit is right off the runway. But there's something about when confidence and a willingness to try something meets the perfect middle figure. Like,
Yeah.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to talk about body inclusivity, because when you take the size 0 and you put on a BBL or I love you, my
BBL bitches. That's
my
not body positivity. That's fucking like take your cement ass and
but like Ari or Jada Waiter, like, and I love them. But if you take some off the runway and put it on them, honey,
don't you remember Nene Leakes said in Atlanta?
I
got it off the runway. If you got the coins, honey, they can make it for you.
Period. Yo, Andy, bring Nene back. Atlanta never been the same without her.
How about now? Nene, come on, Baddie Besties.
Please.
Clock that tea, Nene. That
Even look at. Wait, so I feel like you're saying with confidence, especially with Zendaya was the example, like it's more so that you wear the item doesn't wear you.
Bam, you clocked it.
Yep.
There we go.
That is the only way to do things. And I think you can tell, there's a really interesting, we're in a really interesting time in the world. So politically, whatever. Some people use these carpets to make a statement. I'm like, go home. You're not supposed to be there. Why are you here?
Go home.
And some people keep it basic, and some of it's a win, some of it's not. I think men lately, there's some really, really, like Idris Elba really comes in with a little bit of flair and fashion. My white boys just keep it casual and like
I know
normal.
Bad Bunny's another one.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So there is some moments where we're pushing the envelope, but they're making it their own. And that will never be your own unless you meet it in energy, in confidence. Because
Absolutely.
I could wear something off the runway and look like a moron.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
if I'm strutting it and I'm feeling it, then it's all part of this flow that happens.
Yes.
And then you believe it, they're going to believe it. And that's it. That's really it. So, like, that's really why I'm like, all right, so best dress, worst dress, I'll give you, I'll clock you, everybody. But there isn't, there's nothing. Bianca Censeri naked at the thing. That was like,
Oh,
that was
I was about
my
to,
God.
what
do you think about that?
Come on, Kanye and his wife.
SOS. Do you realize? No. She's an Australian girl. She was an architect.
Oh, she's Australian.
She was an architect.
An architect?
Yeah, she is an intelligent
she's a
girl.
smart girl.
Oh.
She had an invisible dog train. He is a menace to society, that man. And
But
to
I
do
heard
that-
she's getting half of his coins. I don't know. Maybe they could correct me if I'm wrong. There was no prenup, honey.
Are they even married for real, though?
I don't
That's
even
the
know
word on the
what's
street,
going
but if
on.
it is-
They word on the street.
Word
What
on the
street? Where that street at?
These streets, honey, these streets,
Talking.
like Nene said, they be talking, honey, and I heard it. And to be
As a
honest,
woman, though, doesn't that make you feel some way to look at
That's-
her
oh,
and be like,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Can I help you, darling? Like, do you need
no,
something?
absolutely.
I definitely want to help her.
It looks like a cry for help, too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if
There was
she...
a moment where he said something to her, and I was like, did she not want to do that? And then she turned around and did it. And then it was like, the eyes. It was like circa Britney
Blankness.
Spears, where there's nothing in the eyes. That's not fashion to me. That's using a carpet for I need thing because I just need the attention. Like,
Yeah, I think Kanye tweeted after it, like, oh, she was trending on Twitter and most
the
sales ever, like something like that.
Sales
Like it
of
was like a
what?
tactic.
Of
what?
But I don't know.
His
Showing up
Nazi
naked
shirts.
to be.
Oh, the
That's-
Nazi ones?
You
Yeah.
saw you saw that? He's
yeah.
unhinged. He went
No
ahead
shit.
and posted Nazi shirts. Like,
That was
come on.
insane. That I
Like-
can't even.
Not even make this. This is the world we live in. That's the perfect example of that's not fashion, and that distracts from people, and it makes so much noise that people tune into these shows to see fashion. That's part of like I'll be sitting there watching, getting it all together. People really love that, and it gives people a lot of joy, even if they're critiquing it. It gives
Yeah.
people a lot
Yeah.
of joy to do
Yeah.
that. I think those moments of people, hijacking them and doing things for. He doesn't even need clout. He's just a moron at this point.
No, but to
That
be
just
honest,
feels like a hijack for sure.
to have his daughter see that, and just when I think
Yeah.
of when I watch these fashion and I'm watching
She's
the
like,
carpets,
"Poor Northwest."
not even that, but all the little girls that may look up to it, like
Yeah.
I
not
don't think so
even
anymore.
not even the Kanye West of the worlds, but when I look at fashion, these girls. They gain confidence. They gain, power with how they wear. Like what you wear can really shape, especially your upbringing,
Oh, what
right?
you don't wear.
Or-
Yeah, in Miami.
Or what you don't wear.
what you don't
Exactly.
wear.
I think they looked at Bianca and was like, "Oh, I can be nude down the street."
Right.
But even the bops of the world got clothes on.
Yes, they do.
They do, honey.
we
So
love those bots.
I do love them.
I really
They really,
do.
Camila, please come on.
And that Sophie Rain is the highest paid one on OnlyFans.
Yep.
wow.
Yeah. Even
$4 million a month.
even
Sheesh.
bad Barbie.
Oh my god.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Bad Ba-
Bad
But I think
bad
they're all in it. Bad
Barbie.
Barbie. It's Barbie.
I think
right?
they're all in it on
Yeah.
it together. I think it's one grand marketing scheme.
Because she lives in Boca, so I wouldn't be surprised since they're in
Oh,
Fort
this makes
Lauderdale.
sense.
Yeah, she lives in Boca. She lives
The
in.
only
I
one
think,
is that Alabama. She trash.
ooh, and that's why she got ate up in that mixtape.
She got ate up by who, honey?
I
All
already-
the black men she's going through right now?
Ooh.
I already know Chris Jenner though. She already on the phone. She's like,
She don't
we
have to
need
call
to
her.
handle.
Yeah, she calling her lawyer
Courtney,
up, everything. Handle it.
Well, Courtney, she's calm. She's on let me sleep, honey. She not, she's trying to sleep, honey. She's not trying to deal with this, honey.
She is on Let Me
You are
Sleep.
the best. Oh, I love that.
right, let's
I think
get
I just
it-
wet my pants.
Let's get on some fast round really quick. Savage or stylish? Okay, really quick. Word answers. Worst trend of all time. And we talked about maybe it's the skinny jeans, but let's see.
Skinny jeans, yes. Aviator sunglasses.
Oh.
Remember those
Right,
way back when?
100%.
Yeah.
And all the rap videos
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, best dressed celeb of the past year.
Ooh, girl.
Quick,
What is
quick.
that?
First person that come to mind.
I was about to say Kelly Rowland, bitch, but no.
Kelly.
She
No,
killing.
definitely not.
She's killing it on the gram
Definitely
though.
not.
We have to give her
I
that.
don't know the girl's name, but she's on the Netflix show.
Which
Oh,
one?
God.
Which show? I can maybe help you.
She's like an unknown. It's about the beauty industry, and she's a beautiful black woman. And
Oh,
it's-
we're gonna get the name. We'll drop it in
I
the
can't
reel.
remember.
We're all good.
We're gonna find
I
it.
had
We're
to
gonna
pick
put a
one,
picture.
I would say Nicole Kidman for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Fashion deal breaker on a first date.
Ooh.
Sweats.
Okay,
That's true. You didn't even have the energy to put some
Right.
pants on.
Just some jeans.
Something. I agree. Over.
And wait, I got another one.
What?
Okay.
Clothes show. I don't want to see your toes either.
Okay.
Well, you never know. They're making coins off their
I
toes,
don't
honey.
I'm never sucking toes.
I don't need to see 'em.
We spoke about this.
I don't care if your toes are. There's no such thing as a good-looking foot. Ugh.
Well, I did say he could eat macaroni
She
off
well,
my
you're-
toes.
Hold on. Hold on.
Let's zoom in on the
OMG,
toes.
no!
Baddie Bestie over there got some toes, honey.
Yes,
Hey.
the toes is out.
I did
honey.
say he could eat mac and cheese off my toes, whatever. We had an old episode where we were talking about this, but hey, if you a real one, you've seen it already. If not,
I'm sorry.
Too
I don't
bad.
want none on my toes. Don't be sucking my toes. I ain't sucking your toes. I don't want none of that.
I'm
no
not
toe
doing any of that.
action.
No,
No.
I think we're good. We're in the no toe
Yeah.
club. Coming
Yeah,
over.
no toes.
You could. Never mind.
All right.
All right.
Baddie.
Oversized or tailored?
Okay, suiting tailored, oversized shirts. Collared shirts always go in XL, so it gives like body. Because I'm a slim kind of guy.
Body.
Suiting must be tailored.
Got it.
Everybody's different.
I
All right.
agree.
One thing you refuse to wear no matter what.
Cock rings.
Hey. I was not expecting that answer.
Okay, keep that in there. No. Slides, flip-flops, any of that. Never.
Shut up.
Really? Even on vacation?
That's how I know you from Australia.
No.
People from Miami, we wearing slides.
No, girl.
Why?
No?
I need to know.
What if
why.
you got to
This
go to
is
the
crazy.
beach?
Yeah, what do you wear to the beach?
Sneakers.
So you take off
Beautiful white, crisp sneakers.
white sneakers.
So every time a sneaker gets dirty, I buy a new fresh pair of white, crisp sneakers. I could.
Is there one you prefer?
Yeah,
it like
it's on Temu. $5.
We gonna have to add the picture.
No, add
Get in
them.
the
I'm
link.
telling you, they're sick. Somebody said to me, "Where did you get those?" I was like, "Girl, Temu, $5.99." I ordered 40 of them. I got fresh pairs coming out the wazoo.
Wow.
I just am like not a feet person, and I got ugly feet. God gave me a beautiful face. Clock it.
Clock it.
And
Clocked.
like really nasty looking hairy feet. So
OMG. So when you have to go like swim in the ocean though, like do you walk?
Of course, girl. I don't have mangled feet. Jesus. I got hairy toes. I don't have mangled feet.
Not like you're like not your
And
not
I
your
must
chimp.
be the most ungay guy ever. I hate pedicures. So like, bitch, I'll
What?
be chopping my shit myself. Yeah, no. That's why I was like, oh, she got a pedi. Cute.
Okay.
So this is not a fast round question, just a real question. We know you work with Save the Chimps. We know you have your chimp. Do you mind telling the fans and the listeners about that just a little bit quickly?
So that's really recent, the Save the Chimps part, because he was with Zoological Wildlife Foundation for 7.5 years, and I've known him for 6 of those 7.5. If you've seen a viral video of a chimpanzee, it's most likely Limbani, because he has 1.1 million followers on Instagram, all organic. If you've seen a guy with a chimpanzee, it's most likely me and Limbani.
Yeah.
The bond forever changed my life, and it got to the point where there was only a few of us. Remember, this is a wild animal. It got to the point there was only a few of us that could actually interact with him. Just size, girth, weight.
Yeah.
He's a chimp. He moves fast. You'd be murdered in 3 seconds.
Wow.
So December 2nd of last year, we drove him out to his new place with 250 other chimps. He's in a long process to acclimate because he's never seen a chimp, don't know a chimp.
Oh, he only knows you.
He knows Matt Dillon, and he knows his papa, Mario, and what have you. So it's like I say this, the end of last year, the beginning of this year were the hardest of my whole life. I kind of let my business crumble. I let life crumble. I wasn't about it. But you would never have known that. So there's some tea. Like, I have probably had the worst 2 months. Now I'm out of it.
Yeah.
That I've ever experienced. Because I was on TV smiling. Then I'd go outside and break down in tears. I went on stage. I went and visited him in January. There's no more physical touch allowed because he's transitioning to be with other chimps. So it changed my whole life.
Wow.
Like, everything changed. And it was miserable. And I was like, he wouldn't want me to become this person. You know, I'm a reformed drug addict.
Yeah.
So I was for years leaning on cocaine. I was so close to just being like, I want to drink, I want to snort coke, and I want to go back to being that. And I was like, that's not cute. That's hideous. So I turned back and I was like, fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be okay. 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 And every day has got better. I'm going to go see him in April. And, you know, it's just this, something like that. Probably 1 in 10 people will ever get to experience what I have experienced in life. So I could like get hit by the truck outside and I'm like, I'm good. Like,
It ain't happening, honey. We ain't claiming it here.
Girl,
But
have
you
seen
lived
outside, girl?
But you lived a good life.
Oh, I
and
don't
experience.
I could clock out right now.
Yeah.
And nobody could touch what I've done. Just on the chimp alone. Nobody could have... You can't force that bond. It's either popping or not. And if you see the videos with my dog and the chimp, it's like, my dog's 17 years old.
Wow.
And life... That's when I say, find the joy in what you do and what brings you joy.
Yeah.
It will permeate to all your other projects.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest takeaway I could ever give anybody. I get stressed out. I get... Just like all of us do. Nobody's immune to life.
Yeah.
No one. But when you find joy, and like now the memories of him are my joy.
Yeah.
And looking back. And I'm creating new memories and still love what I do very, very much. But it's when we started this, I said, we're not curing cancer. We're not doing anything that's like crazy. We're doing us. Do you, I'll do me. And I'll meet you in the middle, and we'll have a little kiki.
Well, here at Baddie Besties, honey, I'm trying to impact these girls. Honey.
You are going to impact them, but it starts by doing you.
Yeah,
yeah,
no, 100%.
Absolutely.
If you don't do you can't impact nothing.
Absolutely.
100%.
And the two of you together, you will have impact. But it always starts with who you are as a human being.
100%.
It all stems from who we are,
And
anyways.
catch me on a Wednesday, child. Maybe there's a different day. it's personality-wise, bitch.
No, but
Everyone has their range.
yeah, in life.
Why she look at you?
I don't know what she's talking
No,
about.
I'm looking at her because I have a
Baddie
range.
Besties.
I have a range. I know she knows
Bestie.
me through and through, so I'm talking about myself.
I know because, like he said before, you guys obviously off camera, I look like the sweet, and she looks like the Jocelyn.
The spicy.
And I love
Spicy.
Jocelyn Hernandez. That's
Yes.
another one we got to get. She lives in Lauderdale.
Oh, absolutely.
La da da ho.
Yes.
La da da ho.
Love Jocelyn's, but that's just funny because that's not really what the case is. But maybe you got the vibe today who's spicy or not. But
You're giving some spice today.
we each have our own type of spiciness.
Yeah.
But she,
Oh,
Me
wow.
too.
They're going to be the next hot ones. Sriracha. We'll be doing
you never know. Get me the truffle hot sauce. That one went viral. You know the
Truffle,
the
yes.
you never see.
No,
Yes.
I don't know her.
Oh well,
I like
truffle. We
truffle,
want a
though.
deal. We need a deal. But
Oh, sounds good.
yes, but thank you guys so much for joining today. Our collab with Fashionably Late Pod. Matt Dillon, the one
The one and only.
Thank
So-
you girls so much.
Thank you.
Adorable.
Thanks.
We may stir the pot,
It's gonna get hot.
but trust.
You just hit the jackpot. Make sure you guys
Okay.
like, follow, subscribe all of our channels. And
And-
Matt, of course, make sure you check him out.
And we love you guys. You know, this episode, piping hot.
Piping hot.
Girl.
We love you. Bye.